It's beautiful. Anger. It's disgusting. In this box is the Jam Pedals Rattler version 2. And in this review video, we're going to find out what it sounds like, how it's different from version 1, and if it's worth spending your hard-earned cash on. But first, let's see what you get in the box. First up is the instruction manual so you can figure out what the knobs and switches do. Then you get this lovely little bag with the pedal in, but underneath the pedal is a pick, some rubber feet, a Rattler sticker, a Jam Pedals sticker, and a Jam Pedals pedal catalogue. And the pedal itself in the bag, of course, which on the one side has the 9-volt power in and the signal out, and on the other side is signal in. Let's just hear the amp and guitar. And now some Rattler. It's an instant great distortion. Okay, so there are 3 knobs, a switch, and 2 foot switches on it. Let's talk about what they do. Let's start here because it's nice and easy. That turns the pedal on and off. And then this foot switch is new to version 2. It's the mid-boost foot switch. Up here we've got tone, volume, and gain. And then also new to version 2, we've got asymmetrical clipping and symmetrical clipping. And of course we'll compare one against the other. But first, my top 5 tones. It gets quite noisy at that point, but it should do. That is a lot of gain going on. And I don't know what it's doing to your ears right now, but it's doing a lot to my face. Now there's a sound you probably were not expecting to hear in a distortion pedal video, but with the gain all the way down, the volume all the way up, and the tone to taste, it's acting like a kind of underdrive pedal where it's just kind of compressing, or at least to my ear, it seems to be compressing some of the notes and then just knocking the tops off. So it's not that different to the clean tone, but it is tone shaping. So let's hear just that versus clean tone. It's somewhat darker to me, and then kicking in the mid boost gets you distortion. And if you've got a 1-pickup guitar like this, that makes it pretty versatile because you can just darken it a little bit and get that brightness away from the bridge pickup. Then you can also add in the symmetrical clipping versus asymmetrical, and you get a bit more hair as well. It's beautiful. It's ugly. It's disgusting, yet it's joyous. It's this anger, but with this release as well. And those are all crazy words, but that's how I feel right now. I feel this whole mix of emotions because I'm getting that angry and thick. That bottom end, but I'm also getting which is, as a Nirvana fan, one of my favorite things to do. I get the feeling I might need to boost the tone just a little bit to get where I want. but it's in that ballpark, and it's not on the top strings making the whole thing sound thin and nasty, which the original Rat kind of does do. The original Rat sounds either good in a riff or in a low string riff, or a top string lead part. And this is kind of balancing it all out, which is what I've always wanted from a Rat. Another sound that makes me smile, I've got tone and volume around halfway on the neck pickup of this Strat, and it sounds just like a Fender sort of small amp. Maybe a bit too much hair on that top note. But then bring that volume up and you've got... That's just fun. I didn't think this would sound good with the Strat. I was going to pick the Strat as the first guitar to fit through the pedal, but I wanted to use the Les Paul Jr., and what a surprise. Yeah. And this is only a player Strat, by the way. It's nothing super special. Well, it is, but financially speaking, it's quite affordable. Let's try baritone. Probably should have backed off the reverb a little bit for that, but never mind. Everything that I've thrown at the Rattler version 2, it absolutely excels at. And there are some pedals that do really well with baritone and saying, some that do well with humbuckers, and some that do well with single coils. And this one, while somehow distorting everything, you're still hearing the instrument behind it, which... I don't know, you don't get all the time. It's a sign of a good distortion or overdrive pedal when you can still hear which guitar is being played through it. I'm going to put a loop pedal through it now and really sort of twiddle the knobs to find out big streams. I'm a bit scared of the mid boost, if I'm honest. That's why I'm making that face. Right, looper time. So that kind of strengthens what I was saying, because it has this, I don't want to say tone because of the tone knob, this characteristic that stays the same, this thick yet clear distortion, and then you're either getting more of it or less of it and then just tweaking it. It's not like it has several different voices in one pedal. It has this hairy, ratty, chuggy sound, and then you just tweak them. And if you want a bit more aggression, you flip with that knob. But then if you want a lot of aggression, you have this mid boost, which is before the pedal. So it's not afterwards, it's pushing into the pedal. And it is a volume boost, but it's also a tone shaper. Yeah, frankly, I'm scared of it, but it sounds great. And if I was more of a widdly shreddy guy, that would be right up my street. So go and watch some other videos for sure and see someone, playing notes that I don't even know and really making use of that. Now, Jam pedals are known for their build quality. So let's open this up and find out if this Rattler version 2 is built as well as the rest of their catalogue. Right, moment of truth. What's going on inside here? Wow, a lot. It's like a little city. Well, there's our LED for clipping. I've just spotted something. There's a fat switch up there. I did not read that in the manual. A fat switch to make it even fatter. And of course, a trim pot, which I'm not going to mess with for fear of breaking it. Well, I don't want to fear, but I love the sound so much, I don't want to ruin it. Maybe that's the level of the mid boost. Oh, screw it. I will mess with it. I'll just make sure I know where it was to begin with. But let's turn that fat switch. Well, let's turn it back over and then play its non-fat switch, which is what we've been hearing so far, versus fat switch. This is exciting. Wait a minute, it's not doing anything, which makes me think that it might only work when the mid boost is engaged. So let's turn that on, and then let's try it again. It makes the mid boost a fat mid boost. That is fat. Okay, that opens up a whole other world of possibilities. Didn't know it did that. And then I guess I'm going to have to mess with this trim pot because I said I would. Oh, all right. I'm not going to do it with the looper. Let's just do something with me. Fat switch, love it. I find the mid boost a little bit too aggressive, so I might actually tweak that little trim pot to my liking a little later on. Right, let's sum up all my nonsense with a bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, the good. Now, this is quite simply a great distortion pedal. It's that simple. It's predictable in the best of ways, meaning that on some Rat pedals, like the original Proco Rat and some clones, if you want the gain at 2, you have to have the tone at 11 or something, because otherwise you're going to rip your ears off with high frequencies. It's nice and balanced all the way through, and you can just sort of intuitively say, I want more high frequencies, rather than, oh no, get away from that bassy sound. Or, it helps you choose your tone rather than makes you choose your sound. Does that make sense? If you've tried original Proco Rat, you'll know what I mean. The filter on that can be somewhat unpredictable. Symmetrical and asymmetrical clipping does not mean that you get kind of 2 pedals in one. It means that, for me, you get a slightly different flavor of the same pedal with less or more aggression. And speaking of aggression, the mid boost absolutely nails nutty fuzz in the sense that I'm scared of it, and I love fuzz pedals, and when I engage that, I'm worried that I'm going to blow my ears. So for me, it was less gain, more mid boost, and then finding that fat switch and level trimmer in the inside was an absolute delight. Onto the bad stuff. The only thing I don't like about this is so small, it's almost not worth mentioning, but it is this. There's no label on the mid boost and on and off switch. So if you don't know what you're doing with this pedal, or you've forgotten, then you might accidentally press the wrong one, which, is not desirable. But I know that Jam pedals are going for a design, and there's nothing stopping me making a little addition to the pedal. However, it would be nice if it had a little M and an on and off label, You can get custom versions as well. They do custom artwork. So if that's a problem for you, then just get it custom made. There is nothing ugly about this at all, except that if you go into a shop wanting to try a distortion pedal, specifically a Rat, and you take one of the budget ones or an original Proco Rat, and you plug that in and you enjoy those, so you decide to get it, and then a shop assistant suggests you plug this in, you're going to have to stump up the extra cash for this, because this is a Rat made better. It's that simple. It's just fatter, it's clearer, and it's more usable over the controls. There's no filter position that sounds bad like there is on the Proco Rat, for example. There are links in the video description and first comment should you want more information about this. There's also a subscribe button there. And don't forget to leave me a comment telling me what you think of the Rattler version 2, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!